All right, good morning. So one of the topics I want to talk, well, the topic I want to talk about today is like really stems from like low toxic living. But one of the things that stems from it is just trying to have a little bit of control with supporting our bodies and our immune systems naturally when we don't know what else is out there. Like we can't control what the grocery store cleans with. We can't control what how many times someone wants you to use hand sanitizer, even if you're like, this is really not the best choice. But what we can control is what's in our homes. And so I just wanted to like go through a couple of um, things that I use and use with my kids to really just make sure that we are supporting our bodies in our everyday life. Therefore, when we have our bodies are exposed to these other things, that we are able to be strong for them. So if we can reduce the toxins in one part of our life, then the parts of our life we can't control, we know that our bodies are in a really good place. And so this class, it's, to me, after living this lifestyle for so many years, I think the most important thing to recognize is like, this is a progression. Like you can start with one piece and then slowly work your way up. So where I'm at is just where I'm at on my journey, and where you're at is just where you're at on your journey. And so no comparison. We're like, oh, I should do all these changes right now. And then it starts to feel overwhelming. But some of the things that I want us to like just sit with for a second is like, what are we putting on our body? So what are we washing our hair with? Like, what kind of face soap are we using? What kind of body wash are we using? Do we still have candles in our home? Can we swap them with a diffuser? And we'll just kind of go through a couple of ideas. And really with this whole premise of like, as we head back into fall, like, are we doing everything we can in our homes that we can control? Big piece about like being in control of your destiny a little bit, so that we can continue to like build our immune systems. And then next week's class, I'm really diving into like tangible things that you can do day to day to support your immune system with your essential oils and other like ways that we can use the oils to like make our own hand sanitizer and our own cleaners, things like that. So today we'll talk about some like otherwise known as simple swaps, and I will still leave us with a couple recipes that I use for just natural cleaning if you're interested. So this is like not just me talking at you. I want like a conversation. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing in your life to get to that low toxic living. So let's start. First thing, household products. Like, what would you like to swap? Would you like to swap like what you're cleaning your countertops with? Or like I said, are there still candles in your home? And maybe even like I can teach you, one of my recipes I want to share with you today is, it seems overwhelming at first, but making your own hand soap. It's so easy. And then it's just like literally soap, water, essential oils. That's it. It's so nice. So I'm going to grab my recipe real quick. Okay. So with, cleaning our countertops and just other cleaners, what is everyone like? Do you make your own? Do you buy it? What do you buy? What is everyone using?
I like to make my own. The On Guard lemon vinegar water business for that, and then the windows, and then the furniture polish is my other favorite. It's also Thomas's favorite. He's like, oh, it's so shiny.
Oh, the furniture polish. I forgot about that one.
It's my favorite. And then it like repels dust. And so I feel like I only do it once every 2 weeks because I can dry dust it in between and it looks the same.
Oh, that's awesome. And Nicole, I can't remember what's in that.
The furniture polish was, for the size I did, I think it was like 10 or 15 drops of lemon, and then the rest is half olive oil and half white vinegar.
Oh, that's right.
And do you just spray that?
Yeah, well, okay, depending on where it is, because if it's on something up against a wall, then I spray it on the cloth and do it first. Otherwise, I get the little spray marks on the wall, and then I have to go back.
Dogs trying to get in.
Yes, the dogs. They just need to be where we're at. They're silly puppies.
It's necessary.
Oh my gosh, yes. So yeah, that's exactly where I started too, was the countertops. Like, what can I, like, I just got a glass spray bottle off of like Share Oils, and you can get them on Amazon too. But basically that's how I started, was my kids eat off the counter, like literally physically put their mouths to the counter. So that's where I was like, okay, we need to just make sure that what they're eating off of is safe for them to ingest and may even like help their bodies. So doTERRA has like a cleaner concentrate, which is also a really good option for like quick. I just like squirt a tablespoon and I make in a 16-ounce bottle, fill it up with water, and you're done. But I did want to share this, like the all-purpose spray that is just my go-to. And I use a 16-ounce spray bottle, and I put in about 15 to 20 drops of On Guard, and I'll put in the same with lemon. If you feel like you want a different citrus smell, all citrus oils have these really awesome cleansing properties. And so you can do any citrus oil, lemon, wild orange, and you can even throw in a fun one that most recently I did tangerine. I was like, let's mix it up. And next, then you'll do a cup of white vinegar. If you don't like vinegar, drop it. Or you can drop half of it, like do a half a cup. And you'll do a little bit of a teaspoon of Castile soap. Again, that's not a requirement. And just fill it with water. Shake well, and you've got cleaner. This is something that we've used for years. And I would like to say we have a pretty healthy household. So it doesn't take bleach to keep you healthy. But I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but so.
Well, no, I have not given bleach up. So
yeah,
when I said
really,
household, I thought, oh, I think we're pretty high on the toxins.
Yeah,
I'm still using bleach. I mean, not a lot. I'm definitely using it more. You know, I've used it more in the last 6 months than I think I've used it in the last 6 years. But we definitely still have bleach and use it, not for countertops. But, you know, we're still buying kind of method antibacterial stuff. So it's still commercial.
Yeah.
You know. I'm hoping you're going to, like, there's going to be show notes or something and you're going to post your recipes.
I do. Yes, I do. Absolutely. So after every class, I will, I send out a newsletter that has a link to the class, and I share some of the key takeaways from the class. So yes, show notes, absolutely. You bet.
But I think it's probably a function of, I mean, my kids are no longer young, so it's easy. We're cleaning up our own mess, but that doesn't quite happen.
Well,
and it's easy. Yes, exactly. It's an easy thing to, you know, do a Target run. I mean, I haven't done that since about January.
I think it's why it feels so important to me to have that conversation now, is because I feel like I've heard so many people who are always like, make sure you're cleaning with, you know, with really good quality products that are not exposing you to respiratory issues long-term, or just not even good for your skin. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, flip the switch, like spray it all down. You're kind of like, wait, what happened? Like, that didn't go away. Like,
Yeah.
having these things to protect us didn't go away. So I let it ride for a little bit, and now I feel like I need to share my voice again. on this.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you are. It's making me think about things.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, show notes. You bet. You will get these recipes for sure. Another thing that is something to think about, and as I mentioned, was our hand washing. You know, we are washing our hands so much more, like so much, period. And so thinking about what we're washing our hands with, and you know, when you start to wash your hands so much, you realize your hands are drier, and you're kind of thinking, okay, like, is that a good breakdown for me? So again, one of those things that I can control this in my home. And so I'll get these spray, like these, you know, foaming hand wash things. And even if you have one at home and it runs out, just keep it and fill it back up. So just making your own like hand soap is great. And what I would do is I recommend is just like have on hand some Castile soap just in general. You can get Dr. Bronner's, any sort of Castile soap, because that's always reoccurring in all of these make it yourself things. And
That's
so
a good
I
point.
like what's,
Dr. Bronner.
yeah,
That's, you know, we have a ton of, my husband is crazy about Dr. Bronner.
that's mine. Yeah, that's all he's ever used for shampoo for years.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, so it's easy. I just grab it out of the shower, fill things up.
Right.
So the hand wash, and that's another thing. doTERRA has foaming hand wash. If you feel like you need that support to get, you know, jump into that path, then it comes with 2 bottles, and the refill stuff is like 2.5 refills, and then you're on your path. You're on your way, right? So what I'll do is I'll actually keep that filled. It took me like, you know, 3 years of making my own soap to realize I should refill this so I can just dump it out when it's time to do this. But that's another one that I really, really love to think about, and just to keep it in that conversation of these are things that we're doing right now and how can we make it just a little bit better. So for your hand soap, and if you're taking notes, I do just a teaspoon of the Castile soap. Oh no, I'm sorry, a 1/4 cup. Wrong, I misread my notes. So it's a 1/4 cup of the Castile soap, and it's just the foaming. Should have more notes with me. Oh, I think they're gone. I don't have a good example right here. But they're about this tall. So a 1/4 cup of Castile soap, a couple squirts of coconut oil, and the coconut oil is what's going to soothe your hands. So I really try not to skip that step. And then I put about 25 drops of I use On Guard because that's our immune supporting blend, but I know people can get really creative with this, and just realize that you want to make sure that the oil that you're using is one that just has really good cleansing properties, which is most of them. But you definitely also want to make sure it's something that you can ingest. So because it's going on your hands. So make sure that your oils have the supplement label, and that's what's indicating that it's safe to ingest that. And so once you do that, you've got your 25 drops. Then you slowly fill it with water and give it a couple pumps. If you're not getting good foam, add more soap. If you're getting too much foam, then you added a little too much soap. That's usually, I mean, it's not scientific at all. But I know, Nicole, I know you do this. Do you have any tips in your experience, or any nice blends with oils?
For the hand soaps, I really like eucalyptus and tea tree.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like to, I don't know, I like to feel like everything in the bathroom is kind of like a spa.
That. Yeah.
It makes me feel better. So yeah, that's what I like to do.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. So the last piece on this, like household products, is the just diffusing. And I know when I am helping someone on their journey, I'm always like, do you have a diffuser in your kitchen? Do you have a diffuser in, like, does it work into your living area? Like, I have an open floor plan, so it works into the living area. But if you don't, do you have one there? Like, where are the high traffic places that you're at? And that includes, like, I have one in my bathroom and I have one in my bedroom. And so think about these spaces where, like, you can get these aromatic benefits. And that just becomes part of your routine, is every morning or evening, you're filling these up with whatever you need then. So in the morning, maybe it's like energizing. So you've got peppermint and lemon, but every single time you're doing this, you're also cleansing your air. And that's where the diffuser is so important, to like get that thing going every day. And I know that I have really helped people transition away from like just being like, let's stop using candles. And I mean, there are good candles out there. Don't get me wrong. There are good ones, but most of them aren't. So my cousin, I was like, so every time you have a Scentsy, replace it with a diffuser. And she's like, okay. But did you have a question, Alex?
I do. Tell me about candles. We love candles. We have a ton of candles.
I mean, like I said, there's good ones. I think that the biggest thing is just like knowing what they're made of. Like, I know that like Brandy's got that gal who's got candles that she sells at the yoga studio, and they're good because she's got natural oils in them. It's the ones where you just don't know what they're made with. Like, does it say fragrance? Things like that. Those are the big ones.
If I can be a super annoying chemist here for a second.
Nicole, yes, you can. Always.
Thank you. You're also still going to be inhaling the products of combustion no matter what when you have those in your home.
Yep.
So you're increasing the CO2 in your home by doing that.
Yeah, which leads me to the last piece was, believe it or not, the air within our home is the most toxic. And since we are all at home and we're, maybe cleaning differently than we used to just because of the situation, or, running the candles more, then you're increasing that toxic level in your home. And I'm not making that up, but I should have come with a citation. That's what I was looking for. So the lawyer in me is like, but I know it's real. We're going to go with that. Okay. So those are just like kind of the other things. Like, I just really want us to sit and think about those. And there's two other ones that three other ones that I also really want us to sit and think with, and it's our personal care products. So with our personal care products, again, these are things that are touching our most absorbent organ every day. What are you using for deodorant? Like, just think through it. And there are some good natural deodorants, and if you've got one, awesome. But still think about what is going in them, like making sure that there's no aluminum, there's no other like sulfates, things like that, because it's going on your armpit, which is next to some really big glands. It's super absorbent, and we just want to make sure that we're protecting our bodies. And women especially are so susceptible. And so because we put more things on our body than anyone else does. And so then that leads me to like, what's your face wash? Can you swap out maybe your moisturizer for something that's a little bit of a cleaner product? And so just really sitting and thinking about things that we're putting on our bodies every day. And it really goes back to when you first become a mother and you think about, well, I'm not supposed to put sunscreen on my baby. Why? Like, why can't I do that? Kind of like, so you go down this path of thinking like, oh, that's interesting. Why are there so many products that are geared towards like your baby's most sensitive skin? And then you're like, but we also have diaper rash stuff. And like, so for me, in my experience, one of the number one things I noticed was when I didn't make my baby wipes, my kids would have red bottoms when I would use our backup wipes, even water wipes. And those are like the cleanest you can find on the market. And so just thinking about our skin is so important. And if you can find some alternatives, then that would be a great first step. And again, it doesn't have to be like, throw it all away. Just like next time you run out of your moisturizer, replace it with something else that is a good, safe, clean product. And then the last one there is toothpaste. Believe it or not, like to me, if you have to spit out your toothpaste, there's something going on. So that's just my personal experience and my opinions. But I have transitioned to like, I use On Guard toothpaste, and it tastes great, but I still have really good dental visits. Like I don't have to use other toothpaste that like super whiten and all the things. I still have nice teeth and they're healthy. So just sometimes, like I said, we are spending a lot more time at home. We're doing things that we may or may not have been doing before. And sometimes it's just nice to like sit and think, like, I can't control what I'm getting exposed to outside of my home, but I can control what I put on my body inside of my home and what's the quality of things that we're cleaning with and that are in the air. But do you guys have any other questions or thoughts you want to share? Maybe.
Well, I'm definitely ready to try the, I'm going to try the cleaning recipe, the soap recipe that you mentioned, and if you share the cleaning recipe, I'll definitely try that. So
I can always come porch drop it for you too.
They're adorable. But those are two swaps that I can. Personally, I've been a Body Shop girl for decades.
So was I. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So there's a was there. So I'll have to look at my stuff there and do a review.
Yeah. It's again, it's like nothing to be like, oh gosh, like what was I doing? But it's just like, okay, I'm out. Like, let me pick something else up. Good. Well, and along those lines, Alex, one of my favorite swaps was doTERRA has an unscented lotion, and I add like a couple drops of geranium to my lotion, and I put that on, and it smells amazing. Or I'll do citrus bliss, and it smells like vanilla sherbet, but I know that it's like not going to hurt. There's no toxic fragrance in it, but I still get that same benefit, like fun scents and smells and things like that. But cool. Well, that's like, I just wanted to share some thoughts and ideas with you guys today. So I so appreciate you being here. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, and then I'll stay on if you have any questions or thoughts that you want to share off recording.